Hello YouTube, I'm D. Silent Hill 2 Remake has been out for a little while already. I bought the deluxe edition of this game on Steam on October 6th. I managed to beat the game only a few days ago. I think I spent about 22 plus hours on my first gameplay because I was running every corner in the game to see what I could find. That's my way of enjoying a game at my first time gameplay. As a person who played both of Silent Hill 2 OG and the remake, I think it's a good time to make a review video about Silent Hill 2 Remake. I will tell you what I personally like and dislike about this remake game. But before we start, please just help me a little bit by clicking the like button and subscribing to my YouTube channel if you like. Much appreciated. Now, let's get into the topic today. The OG Silent Hill 2, released in 2001 by Konami, remains a benchmark in the horror genre, particularly lauded for its masterful creation of a deeply unsettling atmosphere. This psychological horror game transcends traditional scare tactics, instead weaving a complex tapestry of visual, auditory, and narrative elements that burrow into the gamer's psyche, leaving an indelible mark long after the controller is set down. Even puzzle solving in the game often involves disturbing imagery or concepts, further immersing gamer in the game's psychological horror. The save points in the remake now have James's face in them. Those save points represent holes in the world, add to the surreal and unsettling nature of the game world. We, the gamers, now can stare James's face every time we save in the game, which is another way of watching James sin in the story. I really like the horror atmosphere in this remake. Silent Hill, the eponymous town, is perpetually shrouded in a thick, oppressive fog. This is not merely a stylistic choice, but a brilliant game design decision that serves multiple purposes. 1. It creates a claustrophobic sense of isolation, limiting the player's view and forcing them to confront the immediate, often terrifying environment. 2. The fog acts as a metaphor for the protagonist's clouded mind and obscured memories. 3. The reason the fog was created in the OG Silent Hill 2 is that it allows the game to render only nearby objects, enabling more detailed environments on the PlayStation 2 hardware. Beyond the fog, the town itself is a character. Decaying buildings, rust-covered walls, and blood-stained floors create a palpable sense of decay and abandonment. The transition between the fog-covered town and the nightmarish otherworld, a hellish, industrial version of Silent Hill, is jarring and effective, representing the deepening of the protagonist's journey into his own psyche. The soundtrack, composed by Akira Yamaoka, is inseparable from the game's atmosphere. Yamaoka's work is a masterclass in creating tension through sound. Melodic pieces, such as Promise, provide moments of melancholic beauty, contrasting sharply with the horror and enhancing the game's emotional depth. Industrial noise tracks create an unsettling backdrop with discordant sounds that keep players on edge. The use of silence is equally powerful, allowing the ambient sounds of the town, distant screams, footsteps, whispers, or the static of James' radio to take center stage. The sound design extends beyond the music. The crackling radio, signaling the presence of monsters, becomes a source of both warning and dread. Every footstep, every door creak, and every monstrous groan is carefully crafted to maintain tension and immersion. Silent Hill 2's story sets it apart from typical horror narratives. The game delves deep into themes of guilt, grief, sexuality, and mental illness. The protagonist, James Sunderland, is drawn to Silent Hill by a letter from his dead wife, Mary. This premise unfolds into a complex psychological journey. The town becomes a manifestation of James' subconscious, with each location and character representing aspects of his psyche. Monsters are not random enemies, but symbolic representations of James's inner turmoil. The infamous Pyramid Head, for instance, embodies James's desire for punishment and sexual frustration. Supporting characters, each with their own demons, mirror different facets of James's struggle, creating a rich tapestry of interconnected psychological horror. The narrative's pacing is deliberate and measured. Rather than relying on jump scares, Silent Hill 2 builds a sustained sense of dread. The slow reveal of the town's secrets and James's true nature creates a mounting psychological tension that culminates in a series of possible endings, each offering a different perspective on James's journey. I don't really enjoy the combat in this remake. I mean, the combat is good, but it shouldn't have been this good in a psychological horror like Silent Hill. I want to play a horror game because I like to be scared the shit out of me, but instead, I got beaten my shit out by those monsters. When I was fighting those monsters in the remake, I felt I was playing Silent Hill Homecoming. And I know how people think about Silent Hill Homecoming on the internet. I believe Silent Hill 2 Remake focuses too much on the combat action. If I want to play a game that focuses on combat, I will just play those games, such as Black Myth Wukong and Street Fighters. As I spent more hours on my very first gameplay, I found that the combat system in this remake became very tedious. I still couldn't complain enough about the lookings of Maria and Angela. Maybe that's just me though. Like I said earlier, I bought the deluxe edition of the game, so I got the art book of the game. I look into the art book to find what they made Maria and Angela look like. Guess what? I like their lookings from the initial designs in the art book. I don't know why they wanted to make their faces look that ugly. Once again, that's just my own opinion. You don't have to agree with me.
I've been bad. Please don't.
That brings the end of this video. If you reached this far in the video but haven't liked the video yet, please help me by liking it, leaving a comment about your own thoughts to the game, and subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. Wish you all have a great day. Stay safe, stay happy, stay awesome.